It all started in this small house in a small town called Canfield, Ontario. We were 9. My sister and I lived with our dad but had to visit our biological mother because the judge said so. Her name is Kelly Campbell. She and my dad separated in 2015. That was a great day for us. Our dad used to drive us to her place and even give us money to go. Kelly wasn't ever really interested in us. She got her, at the time, boyfriend, Jason Whittington, to babysit us. This is where the problems began. It started with Jason talking shit about my dad. He said that my dad was abusing us, that he was crazy, and that he wasn't a good father. We knew it was bullshit, so we just ignored it. Jason was just being a creep. He used to act like that a lot. We used to go to jiu-jitsu, thanks to our dad and Nana. Jason wanted us to quit because he was a master, though all he did was put us in these special ninja poses of his, but they were pretty stupid. We think that he just wanted the opportunity to touch us. It got worse. He'd sit behind me in the living room or stand behind me in the kitchen and play with my hair, touch my neck or back. When I asked him not to, he would get pissy and walk away, but after a while he'd say that he'd get us in trouble if we told anyone, and he said that, "Your mom said I was in charge." My sister got the same, but was afraid Kelly would be rough with her again if she told her. Then it got really bad. Kelly would say goodnight and Jason would come into our bedroom after she left. He would then touch us. I'm not going to talk about how, but it progressively got worse. One time when it happened, I looked up and Kelly was standing in the doorway, letting it happen. We called out to her for help, but she didn't say anything. She just stood there and watched him. When we confronted her about it, she said that she didn't believe us. She said we were bitches, liars, and that Jason cares a lot about us. Jason apologized to us the next day with Kelly sitting behind him like nothing ever happened. He told us he was sorry. They also told us we couldn't say anything, especially to our dad. His apology meant shit because he continued all weekend. Kelly took our phones so we couldn't call our dad. It was like torture. We told our dad about what happened the moment he came to pick us up and he lost his shit. He called the police, Children's Aid, and took us to the hospital. He hired a lawyer and refused to let our biological mother or Jason anywhere near us. Court stuff really started to heat up. My sister and I tried our best to avoid Kelly. We found out that Jason was on a court order to stay away from children and that he wasn't supposed to be alone with us at all. We even found out about his criminal record, that he beat his ex-wife, other women, and that he was in a mental institution because he has dozens of mental problems. He was so bad that the police asked the judge never to release him. The Ontario Provincial Police were supposed to investigate, but we now know that they didn't. At first, they said they misplaced our file, but then closed our case without doing anything to help us. They just didn't believe us. They didn't even bother to take us to a hospital or anything. Once I got messages from Jason, telling me about his son's dick. He sent pictures. This time we went to Niagara Regional Police in a different Children's Aid location, but they both said there was nothing they could do. Nobody would arrest Jason, so he continued to threaten and harass us. Jason and Kelly also used to phone the police and say that we were in distress, making the police show up at our house yelling and threatening my dad. It's weird since they'd investigate what Kelly and Jason would tell them, but not what happened to us. The police were so aggressive, my dad had to get our lawyer to make them stop. My dad has always been the best parent with us. He believed us from the start and protected us. He talked back to the police officers and judges who were bothering us and wouldn't let anybody say it didn't happen. Because of this stuff, he cried a lot and didn't sleep much. He did everything to help us get through it all. He's always been an awesome dad, so it was nothing new, but I know it was hard on him. He got us in to see a psychotherapist, and she determined that we had been sexually abused, that we were afraid of Jason, and that my biological mother was a big part of it. We were glad that someone other than our dad and family finally believed us, but the court ordered the psychotherapist to use something called reconciliation therapy. I guess the judge didn't believe us either. We refused to see her and refused to take part. Kelly and Jason kept trying with tons of judges to make us go there again, but we knew if we did, we'd be raped. We refused to go, but she finally got a judge that would give her what she wanted, and to use the police if we refused. We didn't even get a chance to speak. We had two options. Option 1, go back to that house where we knew the abuse would continue, or option 2, refuse, get beat up by police, this happens a lot in Ontario, and then be forced back and forced to stay. So we made an option of our own, run away, and so we fled from Canada. We found a place for us to run to. We decided on St. Pierre-et-Miquelon, a French archipelago off the coast of Newfoundland. Getting there was a struggle. Canadian police even made warrants for us for disobeying a court order, all while they were searching for us. We arrived and asked for asylum right away. Once Canada figured out where we were, they sent the French police with orders to split us up and interrogate us. They brought in social workers who threatened us and reported everything we said to Canada. They took our passports, made us sign things we didn't understand, and tried to put us in prison, all because we ran from a place that was hurting us. We had to go to court, but at least this time, we got to speak. The judge said we could stay, but it didn't last for long. Since we've arrived, we've been in court more than 25 times because Canada won't just let us go. They have been working behind the scenes like a puppet show to make our lives miserable. The French government refused to give us the documents for living here, and our asylum application was closed because of it. They ruled in our favor at something called the Hague Convention, but that didn't matter. Canada just wanted us back so they could split us up and put us in jail. The top child psychologist of the Supreme French Court even ordered not to send us back, to keep us together and that we had been sexually abused. But it doesn't matter, since a lawyer told me one time that France refuses to follow European rules. Eventually, diplomats from Canada and France made a deal. France is going to give us back to Canada without a fair trial. We don't know what to do. We have no way off the island, and we're basically just waiting here to be forced back. Our family and friends have been fundraising, calling, and writing letters to politicians, but our situation hasn't changed. We need your help. We have weeks, maybe a month. They're gonna put all three of us in prison just because we left from the place that was hurting us. Please help us. Share this video with everyone you know. Call the people responsible for this mess. You can reach Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at +1 613 992 4211. Ontario Premier Doug Ford at +1 416 325 3777. Justice Minister David Lametti at +1 613 943 6636. And Attorney General of Ontario Doug Downey at +1 416 326 2200. Tell them to leave us alone. You can also help us with our GoFundMe, which helps to pay for our lawyer and the money we need to survive. For more information, go to our website runingaway.ca. It's full of scanned documents so you can read for yourself. Email us at support@runningaway.ca and join our Facebook group, Friends of Alex and Paige. Thanks for listening and anything you can do to help us.